Today we are going to talk about setup for the snatch. A lot of this carries over to clean as well. Some best practices, some things to think about when you are setting up for the snatch. And if you have any questions on these things, post them in the comments, right? Kenny will answer them, or one of us will get to it so that we can get into these answers. Because this is where it all starts. It's making sure that you have the right setup in order to hit those weights that we want to hit. So first thing is having some kind of routine when you're coming to the bar. Even if it's lighter weight and you don't need to worry about it, you need to worry about it, right? Because we get in those bad habits of where we're going to set up on the bar. So having some kind of routine. Kenny and I were talking about this, that he grips left then right, I grip on the right, then the left, check my feet and make sure that I'm in a good spot, and then get into position to go. That is my routine. I do it anytime, especially on more max effort type lifts. Every time it is basically in that order to make sure. I know right where my grip is, I know right where I want my feet, and I make sure that I'm there, get under tension, and then lift. So make sure you have some kind of routine there. All right, some more details on that. During the last weightlifting class and during that phase, that cycle we did, we made a lot of improvements on some of these intricacies of the setup. And the first one was distance that this bar is from your shins. So this is going to be different for different people, but there's a best practice range in here, if you will, on where this bar is going to be. Somewhere between maybe the crease of your toes and the middle of your foot is going to be where you're going to have the best setup on this bar. So here, for me, right here is where I have the best balance and I'm ready to go. If you go too far out here towards your toes, it is going to be next to impossible to ever get back on this bar. You're going to stay out in front of this thing the whole time and you're going to miss that lift forward over and over and over again. Not to mention the fact that you're going to put a lot more stress on your back than you need to. So having that set up, like I said, right here. We found crease of the toes to right here. If you go too close to your shins, a lot of times when we're deadlifting, I'm pushing people to get back closer to their shins. You're not going to probably be able to do that in a snatch because you won't be able to get around your knees. Right? You're going to end up going around your knees instead of being able to clear your knees and get in good position if you're too close when you start. Okay, grip. Talked about this a little bit, making sure that you have the proper grip on this. I think a lot of times we're shortcutting this, so having that grip, know where you are compared to the break and the knurling on where you need to be. I know that I am about a ½ an inch, give or take, outside of that, because that's where it's going to put me right here at my pubic bone at the top. Without having to arm bend or anything there, that's where it's going to put me, so I know that spot. So when you're in that setup, make sure that you are there every single time. Don't shortcut it and just grab the bar. Make sure we got that set up right where we are. At the beginning of this lift, your hips, the crease of your hips right here, your knees and your shoulder should be about the same distance. Take. This is going to be different, again, depending on height and the length of your levers here in your legs, but somewhere in very close to that, you can see that my hips are about the same distance above my knees as my shoulder is above my hips. In here is where I'm going to be able to do the most power into this bar. I see a lot of people, this is where they want to snatch from, letting their butt fly up in the air, and it's just really hard to get into a power position here from here. Also, if you squat too much, it's going to be really hard to get around the bar and get into a good position in the first pull. Last thing in this video that we'll talk about, and we can build on this from here, is building tension on the bar before you lift. So I have my routine, set my hands where I want it, my feet are where I want it, right, the right distance apart, my launch position under my hips, and when I'm about to go, I'm going to set the tension in the bar. I'm going to pull that first click out of the bar so that it is under tension when I'm ready to go. that puts you in a position, you should feel like you're ready to jump through the ceiling when you're gonna do that lift. And that you should be able to feel that tension in your glutes and in your hamstrings when you're about ready to launch. So there's some best practices, setting up for the snatch. I'll see you in the next video.